Hi guys, welcome back to another podcast. It's Dan here from Sports Cards UK, and in today's podcast I asked you guys, what is your most unique card in your collection and why? So I've asked you the question, you've given me the answers, so we'll jump into the podcast and find out what you said. Okay, so thank you for everyone that commented on your most unique card. We'll start off with Luke Capone. So Luke Capone says, CM Punk UFC card. People forget he actually got effed up twice and paid mega money. Obviously I can't swear on here because, well, I don't really swear on my videos, but yeah, CM Punk was obviously a very, very famous wrestler, huge in WWE, transferred over to UFC, and he was doing a lot of stuff with the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu team, so he was working on his ground game a lot. His stand-up was atrocious, his boxing was very poor, and I remember his fight with one loss, one no contest. Mickey Gall, that was it. He lost to Mickey Gall. The other one was a no contest against Mike Jackson. It was overturned, I think. Yeah, he got rear naked choked by Mickey Gall, and he got absolutely annihilated. I don't know where Mickey Gall is now. I don't know when his last fight was a win against Jordan Williams in July 2021, so he hasn't fought since. I know he lost to Mike Perry, lost decision loss. His record is win, and then it goes loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So it's kind of a mixed bag at the moment. But yeah, he was awful in the UFC. So yeah, a UFC card of CM Punk is pretty unique, because I'm sure most people probably threw that one in the bin. Shout out to Brendan J Trades. Yep, Brendan J Trades, all one word. So 71 A and B C footballers. Eddie Mulheron, not worth anything, but was my coach growing up. They're the sorts of stories I love. So that's brilliant. So you actually have a trading card of your football coach growing up. That's actually really, really cool. So some of these answers, I must say, it's fantastic. It's kind of really cool to hear these things. I'd love a card of a coach. I think actually my coach in primary school was, I can't remember who he played for, but his name was Mr. Haylock, and he played for, I think it was a League One team, but he was pretty good actually. He was a bit of a hard coach, but he was decent. Boy_better_grow says Topps Premier Gold Player of the Year Alan Shearer / David Beckham dual card. Great for my Shearer PC. What I will do for the video viewers as well, I'll see if I can put the cards up on screen if I can find them. But that one sounds like a really nice one. I don't actually know, I haven't heard of that card before. I don't think I've ever seen it, so I'd be keen to see what that particular card looks like. But that is fairly unique, Alan Shearer and Beckham on the same card. That's quite an interesting one, considering, I guess you've got the England connection, but yeah, interesting to have those two on the card. Jew_collectibles87, shout out to you, says, I have a Ronnie Barker Golden Wonder 1979 All-Stars TV card. One of my fave actors, so I had to pick that one up. I'm assuming it says pick one up. I've got had to, but it trailed off. Okay, so Ronnie Barker, of the two Ronnies, that's interesting. That is who I'm thinking of. Yeah, Ronnie Barker. Is he Porridge? I think he's the taller one, isn't he? Yeah, Ronnie Barker and Ronnie Corbett. Yeah, so he's Porridge. I've seen a few episodes of Porridge, and was he on? I was gonna say, was he on the buses? I don't think he was actually. But yeah, the two Ronnies was. If you haven't seen the two Ronnies, I'd definitely recommend watching them. They were brilliant, classic British comedy. So that's actually really nice. I'm potentially interested in picking up one of them myself. I kind of get FOMO when I hear cool stories of people's cards. I'm like, oh, that's quite a cool idea. I quite like a Ronnie Barker auto. Terry Sports Cards, shout out to you, says, I have some of the 96 to 97 Upper Deck Space Jam cards. I picked them up for the MJPC. Yeah, I do actually own a couple of those as well. I have like a hollow one of the skunk. I've forgotten the skunk's name, but I have a hollow one of that and a few others of them playing poker, a few of the kind of the cinematic shots that from the beginning of Space Jam. Space Jam for me is one of my favourite films. I've got a full bio collection, full sealed box of stickers from the bio sticker collection. I think Upper Deck, someone said, did have a sticker collection as well, but I guess the bio one was potentially for Europe, and then the Upper Deck was for the Americas, I presume. But yeah, I do own a couple of the Upper Deck stuff as well, and yeah, big on Michael Jordan, one of my favourite basketball players of all time, as I'm sure he's most people's. And yeah, Space Jam was, for me, one of my favourite films. I had it on video, and I just absolutely loved just putting it and going around my grandparents, sticking it in the video player and watching that. Listen to I Believe I Can Fly. I'm such a bad singer, don't click that up, but yeah, good film. Toby's autograph. Actually, I'm going to save Toby's autographs to the end because he DM'd me and it's actually a really cool, interesting story, and he sent me some pictures that I can put in here as well. So I'm going to save you to the end. Stiz __ says 1990 to 1991 hoops Mark Jackson. Oh, I know what this one is. It has the Mendes brothers pictured in the shot. So it's a bit dark but obscure for show. So the Mendes brothers are actually famous for murdering their parents, and they're sat front row on the basketball court, and they're in the background of this particular card. So again, I'll put it up on screen. So it's quite a chilling, dark one, but it does tend to have a little bit of value because of the story behind it. So they, I believe, murdered their parents to inherit all of the parents' money, and they went out and bought like a sports car and some other bits and pieces, and eventually both went to jail for it. Collector Paul says Japanese Star Wars CCG card. Interesting. So mostly collected the English versions as a kid and love Star Wars. Okay, nice. I've been big into collecting a lot of the Topps 1977 stuff, particularly the cards, and I picked up a few of the stickers, the grades, to go as part of my PC. So you would have seen in recent Mail Mondays, I picked up a Skywalker, a Obi-Wan, and a R2-D2, and I'll pick up some more here and there. But yeah, trying to complete my uncle's 1977 Topps Star Wars set, and also just picking up some of the stickers as well because the designs are unbelievable. Johnny Clark H says 1 of 1 Taras Stepanenko from Topps Topps Merlin, pulled from a pack myself. Wow, okay, that's a big card. I've never ever pulled a 1 of 1. I don't own a 1 of 1 either. So yeah, that's a pretty unique card, and there's only one of it in the world. It's about as unique as it gets. And I think that is it. So they're all the answers that I think I got. Oh no, here we go. I've got some more, sorry. Intercontinental Card says, I have some 1928 Churchman Men of Sports cigarette cards. Why? My Tadku was a collector of everything too. What's a Tadku? Is that a grandparent or something? Is that a Welsh saying of a grandparent? Let me know. Or a spell check. I don't know. 1928 Churchman, yeah. So I have a few of the boxing cards from the 1928 Churchmans, I think, but the set definitely rings a bell. So yeah, the Men of Sport ones were a collection of, let's say, 50 male athletes, sports stars, football, track and field, and such like. Diva.sportscard says Panini 1986 Alan Brazil sticker came in a lot. I bought for an early Alex Ferguson sticker. So Alan Brazil is obviously well known for being a TalkSport presenter. Ipswich Town, Tottenham Hotspur, Man United, and then internationally for Scotland. Played as a forward before being forced to retire due to a recurring back injury. But yeah, now is obviously a famous sports presenter on the radio show TalkSport. So that's quite a good one. O'Shea Sports Card says probably a Topps Now Joe Biden card. Very, very nice. I've seen quite a few kind of political Topps Now cards. I've seen Trump ones, Joe Biden. Yeah, I've seen a few. I can't pull the names out of the top of my hat at the moment. But yeah, seen a few of the American Topps Now cards. Bernie Sanders. The Bernie Sanders one was the one that was it Bernie Sanders with his mittens? I think it's the most printed Topps Now card. Yeah, so you can get it for about £8. Print run 91,169 for a Bernie Sanders USA election Topps Now card. That's mental. The print run is mental on that card. So yeah, that's fairly unique. I'll give you that. Any political Topps Now cards I think are fairly unique. And I think that is all I have. Oh, I do also have shout out my_card_journey. Says Fernando Tatis Jr. National Baseball Day rookie card given out to people who attended Padres games that week and people who visited hobby shops that week in San Diego. Got it whilst on holiday. Was found to be in packs including 3 cards with around a 10 card base set. Very interesting. So that, again, that's a fairly unique one. Reminds me of that Topps did the MLB London hanger type pack. So it's quite cool that Topps do these sorts of things where, or all companies do it, Panini sometimes do it as well, where they give out specific packs on special days for special events as well and make unique cards for that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I think that's it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my DMs because I think the best answer has to come from Toby's autographs. And so this is the story. I'm going to read it out as he's written it. So Toby's autographs has a 2010 Topps MLB Rocco Baldelli Boston Red Sox card. hand-signed by the former Labour leader and leader of the opposition, Ed Miliband. 6 years ago, when Ed was leader of the opposition, Toby heard that he too was a big Boston Red Sox fan. So, as a child with an interest in current affairs, Toby thought he'd send him some of his spare Red Sox cards. He then received the following letter. I can put a picture of it on screen, as he's emailed it to me, with one of his cards returned signed, and mentioned that Ed Miliband had actually kept the other cards that he'd sent him. I'll read out the letter. It says, "Dear Toby, thank you so much for the kind letter and gifts. You're right, we do have something in common. I'm a huge Boston Red Sox fan, and it's always great to hear from fellow British fans like yourself. I'm glad that you're showing an interest in politics already. It's vital that young people feel that they can engage with politicians and vice versa. I have signed and enclosed one of the baseball cards you gave me. That way we can keep one each. Thank you again for your kind gift. With best wishes, Ed Miliband." And he also put PS, what a great letter as well, as the whole thing was typed out, but he wrote that himself, signed it, and then also signed the rookie card. So yeah, Toby messaged me and he said, I can only imagine he hasn't been asked to sign a Red Sox card since, but it's actually one of his favourite items in his collection. And it's such a fun item with a cool story. So I thought that was a good one to end on. I didn't expect to hear that as a kind of a story from the question that I asked, but that is the beautiful and the fun thing about the hobby, is that you've got all these different stories of where people pick up cards and who signed them, and really why they got into sports cards as well, the kind of the basics of it. But there we go. That is a nice one to end on. This, we have obviously come to the finale of the this particular podcast. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please do make sure you subscribed on iTunes, Spotify and YouTube. Drop a like if you can, a nice comment. Make sure you hit the bell notification on YouTube as well. And I'll see you on the next Sports Cards UK podcast. Thanks very much.